Hey to my two viewers. I was just gonna do a quick video. This is actually a Rampage that I picked up at a thrift store for $2, 2.25 I think, and it was originally jammed, so I knew there was gonna be a problem with it, and that's probably why it was $2. So I got it home and I took it apart, and I just thought it'd be interesting to see the internals. So what I found was it was broken. It's already fixed, as you can see, but it was broken here and cracked here. And so when you slid the action back, it was getting all jammed up here. That seemed to be the only problem, so I actually took, focus, yeah. This was my first time using JB Weld, and I gotta say it actually worked really well. It was very easy to use. It's just like using any kind of epoxy. It's really solid. I'm very happy with it. So the action seems to work well now. I mean, this is hard to do with everything off, but it slides back, spring pops out, of course, because I don't have the back on, and then comes forward. I'll have to find the spring. I don't know where it went. I'll find it, no worries. So one thing that was happening, well, the first thing I did is I went ahead after I was done and shaved off this catch right here, which I think is a pretty common mod to do to these. Makes it slide back and forth easier. But the one thing that was interesting is that it would slide all the way back, slide all the way forward, engage, no problem. Then I would put the cover on, and it would slide all the way back, and then slide forward and stop right at the end. And so I messed around with it for a while, trying to figure out what was going on, and what I realized is that there's extra locks on the inside of the other side of the carriage. So that's one thing I thought I would mention. And again, I already removed them, but there was some type of little flip lock here that I took out. So that catch was taken out. That's gone. It was still catching, and what I realized is that this weld, I guess I'll call it a weld, epoxy, whatever, right up here is actually a little higher than the original plastic was. And this part comes over and was catching on this piece right here, which used to be a lot taller until I cut it down. So what I did is I took a Dremel tool and I actually shaved this little bit of it off, so that can go into focus. And so the action seems to work now. And just to show you, I piece it back together real quick. I know I have to go find the spring. Popped off on the floor somewhere. But it slides all the way back, slides all the way forward, and engages now. And there might be some lock in there that's clicked. I don't really care that much about that. I'm just worried about it working. So I was going to put it back together. I haven't fired it yet. I haven't reassembled it. So I was going to put it all back together, see how it works, and share the results. Be right back. So that didn't work. I put it back together. It cycled a couple times, and then it started locking up again. From what I can tell, I'm having the same problem on the bottom, where this weld here is extending and blocking this line here, catching on this lock here. I started cutting it, and then I decided to try to actually take this thing apart and see if I could just remove it all together. So let's try that. Not sure if this is the correct way to take this apart, but it's the only way I see to do it. So take a tiny Phillips head, and there's these 4 screws in here, which I'm thinking will release the whole side mechanism. Let me get to that thing. So good news is if this all works, I can test out the fast forward function on iMovie. Okay. Wow, okay. And for a penny and for a pound. So hopefully that's just another lock with spring that doesn't need to be in here anymore. Lego, there we go. Let's see if we put this back together. This thing will fire. I'm hoping this is a really great blaster, because so far at $2 I've gotten what I've paid for. Okay, so that was a huge pain. Would not come together. Screws were not coming together. Springs were popping everywhere. I did a lot of swearing, so I cut that part of the video. I put it together with minimum. My idea was to take it outside and do like some big, hey, did it work, did it not work? Well, I've had enough problems with this that I just wanted to stop, get it put together, make sure it works. So I've got a few darts and a clip. Sorry, magazine. Does load, bang the camera. I just want to make sure it fires at this point. So. Yay! So now I'm going to finish putting it back together and take it outside. I mostly use these with my godbrother's kids and him. So I've already got plenty of Nerf guns that have trust fire batteries and 7 and 8 kilogram springs in it that I'm not allowed to shoot at them because they hurt. So this one I'm just leaving the spring and everything and the air restrictors and everything back in. I just wanted to get it working. So pause the video again. I'm going to put all the screws back together, hopefully put it all back together, take it outside and see how it shoots because I've never shot a Rampage before. Okay, so test firing. I decided to go for some comparisons. So I've got my Super Magnum loaded up with some AccuStrike darts, and I've got a sling fire that's got a 7 or 8 kilogram spring in it, one I'm not allowed to shoot at the girls. So this isn't really going to be a fair test, but I figured why not go for it. And no, low battery, and see how it goes. I don't expect it to perform as well as these, but this is the sling fire. This is a flat shot just for range comparison. So I'll pass the tree, much further past the tree, I'll pass the tree. This is the Super Magnum. Very similar. If you know, these are basically shoot about as hard as most low-end modded springers. And then this is the Rampage, also loaded with AccuStrike darts. So shorter range to be expected. Not bad, actually. This is flat, so similar ranges actually, so pretty good. And now I'm going to try some accuracy shots just to see how that works. Shooting at the water bottle right there. Not very far. See if I can hit it. Oh, a little to the right. There we go. 2 hits. Let's try the sling fire. I do like my sling fire. 3 hits. See how the Rampage does. Ooh, short. Hit. 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 Off. Short. I may modify this and just not tell them. But overall, it works. $2 thrift store. A couple hours of work. Working Rampage. Thank you.